Welcome to uh, the first design. So we are going to be practicing some of the things that we've learned on how to use Pixel Lab and also design principles and design elements. So uh, we want to redesign this particular flyer. It's a social media flyer. So this is what we'll be designing. Now the first thing to do is to set your image. For that image, the size is, since it's social media, 1080 by 1350. That's 4 by 5. The aspect ratio is 4 by 5. So just click OK. And then you can come to this icon, your layer icon, and then click on it. You can change your background, your background icon, and you can pick the color. This is the color that is being used, but in case you don't know the color, you can just come here and pick the color from the design and you have it. So the first thing we are going to be doing is to bring in our logo. We import it. This is the logo right here. So you can reduce the size a bit. I think it's okay like this. And then you can come to position. You can position it, relative position it at the middle, and beside it you can change the color. Let's change the color. We are using something like purple, so a deep one. All right, so that is settled. Now let's set our grid line. So I told you I used 30 by 30, so just come here, just like we explained in the introduction to, and set 30, the introduction to Pixel Lab by 30. That is nice. Oh, let me change it for the purpose of this design. Let's use 15 by 15. Okay, so let this man be right here and centralize it. So let it touch the icon, add the line up, and then we can bring in our text. Don't quit. Yeah, that's true. A lot of things is going to happen to you in life. You are going to pass through a lot of things. Ensure that you don't quit, because history don't talk about those that quit. That's why they say quitters never win and winners never quit. So the font I use is Go Bold Bold. So increase the size. I think it's okay like this, and then you can centralize it. Just centralize it. Then let's add the other text. Sit down, reflect, reply, and try again. Sit down, reflect, replan, and try again. Yeah, don't quit. So let's change the font. You know how to do that, and the font used is Masera Bold. So let's reduce the size. Let's bring down the size, and we are making sure that everything is aligned. Okay, so it's just a small text below the main one. All right. Okay, I think let's change this font from Go Bold. Let's look for another family font that is a little bit lighter. No, let's use regular. Okay, I think the regular is better. Increase the size, because that's the main focus. We are telling somebody don't quit. We can increase this to match up. It must be balanced. So see that is well balanced now. Then we can change the color. Let's change the color to this color, and then this one will maintain a black. I've said it before that always ensure that you have a light background and a dark text on a bright background. A dark background, we have a light text. To lay emphasis on whatever you are doing. I want this color to not to be that deep. I want something lighter. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's bring in those two lines. Yeah, I downloaded them and I removed the background. Good. As a graphic designer, you are going to be needing a lot of design elements. Some things that you will not even need at that moment. You are still going to need it. Download it. Do what? Just download it. Alright, where is this guy? Okay, I think this is it right here. So I want to change the size. Let's rotate it. I'm rotating it. So to do that, let me come to this icon and then erase color. Yeah. So when you enable it, you see that the black color is gone. You can click OK and come and change the color to whatever one you like. I think I like the black. Black. Okay, so there's one up here. So let's reduce the opacity. You can reduce the opacity to like 3 or 4. Then you can move your text. This layer icon, you can click on your text and move it down a bit. Then click the other one and move it down. Okay, you can also bring this down and duplicate that, copy, then add it somewhere around there and centralize it. You can lock it to avoid it moving up and down. So I think that is good. If you want to change the color of the line, just go to color, pick something like this. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so let's make that particular shape, that form that the lady is sitting on. So we are using a rectangle. Let's put a rectangle, change the color of that rectangle to the deep color we are using. Just press OK. And then come to 3D. Click on 3D shape, enable it, and change it to oblique. You see, that's pop up immediately. So you can play around with this. And then I can bring the color down a bit. You see, I change the color of that up. Let's make it a little bit lighter. And then you can change the angle, you can bring it down. Okay. I think that is all. Just click OK. And then you have this shape. You see? These are simple. So let's add some effects to it. And come to shape. Okay, use the rectangle, increase the radius, reduce the opacity, increase the stroke, and come down to blur radius and blur it. just shrink it down and press OK. You can enable it and bring it down here. You can change the color to something like white or something like this. So, and reduce the opacity just to add some effects to the shape. You can copy it again and bring it somewhere here. I'm just trying to make it necessary. Now, let's import the lady sitting on the fence or sitting on the block. You see, she fits in perfectly. So let's crop it a bit to reduce this space here. Let's make sure there's equal space on the right. Okay, then you can centralize it. Yeah. Now, if you look at the shoe, it's not looking real. So let's add shadow. Let's copy one of these effect and change it to black. Let's change it to black. Come back and reduce the opacity, increase the opacity. Increase the opacity and place it right here. So you can take it back behind the lady. Let's move this first one down. You can move the lady up a bit. So let's move, back. Let's lock. And then we are trying to add shadow to the shoe so that it will look real. Like our shoe is casting a shadow on. Yeah, I think it look real that way. Let's copy it again. We can add it below our hand. It's not necessary, but you should. Let's move it back behind her. You can reduce the opacity if it's too dark. It's not just something tiny. Yeah. I think that's good. We're almost done. So, what is missing in this design is don't quit. Yeah, that is faded on the block. So let's copy this don't quit. Just copy and enlarge. You can change the color to white. Let's change it to white. You can reduce the size and then you can space it. Yes, space and centralize. Then you can move it before the shape. Sorry. You can move it on the shape, yes. So just reduce the opacity. Just reduce the opacity. Yeah. I think that's all. So we are done. We can delete this gear. So I think we can make that first don't quit bigger. Yeah, we can make it a bit bigger. Depending on what you want. And then let's increase the text below it. And that's all. So that's all. You can save as project or save as image. You can save as JPEG or PNG, but I like PNG because of quality. Save to gallery. Your graphic design is easy. You won't believe you designed this within 15 minutes, and that's all. So you can go to your gallery and go and check what you just designed. Wow, is it not looking sharp? So go ahead and practice. Once again, my name is Samuel Oluwafemi. It's nice having you here. This is just a step to a greater height. See you in the next tutorial.